Aw, are you tired, Hootle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
That Zoogle looks tough, but...
I think we're game for it, yeah.
So this...
He's the one who polluted the pond! Consider this payback for all those fish!
Exploit the enemy's weakness!
There you go! Don't let up! That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Armor won't save their arts were interrupted.
It's raining blobs of slime! Gross!
I'll take out as many as I can!
Alright,
Heavy
out!
The power of light!
One more time!
On guard!
Captivity!
On guard!
Field, here goes!
Crescent flash!
Going in!
Raging
That'll bring you
Soil.
down!
Awaken and wreak havoc! Anything in order is all mine!
Illuminate magic is annihilation!
I'm ready to go!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Sloppy!
couldn't make it in time.
Pierce evil!
Train harder.
Illuminate the sun!
All right.
Holy land!
You could use a
Pain
hand.
between heaven and earth.
Thank you for that.
A wailing Dancing lightning!
Let's get back into it,
Art
Foil.
expert,
This
come
round's
through!
mine.
Not in your dreams!
Go! Take this!
Shining supernova!
No further!
Raging
Denied!
cascade!
This one's mine!
Benediction.
Going in!
Push it!
Mega ray! Hard going in!
Arctic waterfall!
Flame and
Here!
fire is yours to be let free! Soaring blast! Eagle
I'm
ray!
gone! Let's put you out of your misery! Glacial spear! The power of light! Alright, I never miss!
Shooting
The power of light! Alright,
Let me see what I can do.
By the power
alright,
of flame!
let me out of it!
Finish with a
Can't get out of this!
I'm ready to
Sweet
go!
dreams! Explosion!
I'm gone!
Burning
Down
strike!
here! This one's mine!
Breathe laser!
Heal!
Let's get you away! Hey, there!
Look some more!
Demon
Light up
breath!
the door!
Not on my watch!
I'm grateful.
I'll heal you all! Blah, blah, blah! Magic!
I'm ready to
Here!
go!
Healing
Elusive
circle!
demon.
Get you all tucked away!
I'm ready!
Pull myself
I'm
together!
open.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Lightning! Sparkling stars of light!
Going in.
Rain down!
Ready and
Glacial spear!
Carve
Pierce
through
evil!
right on thy face.
Meteor storm! Freeze cleanser!
In a bind?
Down! You're on!
Don't mind if I do! Not ready
Going
yet!
in.
Here!
Your astral arts are truly incredible.
Every little bit helps, right?
Indeed it does. I'll keep pushing to be better as well.
Freeze cleanser!
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
You get the
I'm out of ammo!
air thrust!
Fantastic. Now my clothes are ruined.
Healing circle without you!
Sadistic descent. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher.
Lightning condemned!
Denied.
Mega Razor Blade! Illuminate the dark!
Going in.
Come
This
forth,
one's
holy
mine.
quiver!
By the power of fire!
Through all the pain.
Between heaven and
I
earth!
never miss!
Can you take it?
This one's mine.
Take this!
This one's mine.
Armor won't save you!
Hydration orb!
Burn!
First
Here's
air!
the light!
I got you! Lightning condemned! Don't mind if I do!
By the power of light!
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible. I think I'm coming down to something great.
A chronic inability to read the room?
A malady your art cannot fix.
Hold on to your art! Here I come! Radiant light! Here!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts.
We've almost got it beat.
It's getting weaker!
I'm ready to
Can't get out of this!
light up the door.
Do it!
Seal!
Down on the ground!
Guardian Shield.
Not like this! Heal my forgive. This is mine.
Ready to go.
All right.
Let me out.
Lightning orb!
Now you see what I can do.
Lightning
You
condemned!
picked the wrong fight.
All right.
Let me out! Piercing the blah 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 magic! Bring holy land!
Going in.
Pain between heaven and earth!
Hurricane.
Rending you up.
Guardian Shield. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Dance in the wind! Healing circle! Feel
I'm
us.
ready. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher. All healed.
I'll face you. In a bind?
Leave the torch.
One at a time!
This one's mine.
That'll bring you down.
Find you out of dust.
Pain between heaven and
See
earth!
what I can do.
A thrilling performance.
Dancing lightning!
This one's mine.
Illuminate the dark! Don't mind if I do!
Seismic can't get out of this.
Light up the dark.
Dance in the wind! Healing circle! Air! A chain between heaven and earth!
Sorry to trouble.
Now!
Johali.
All yours, Kisara.
Looks like the little guy had a trick up its sleeve.
There's always something bigger and slimier.
On guard. Seriously.
Ready to go! Going in! Far enough! Going in!
Eat dirt. I'll smash you.
One more! No chance! Too slow! Going in!
A whirling struggle.
Out of the woods.
Winds of
You
heaven.
could use it just like that. I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done. Guardian Field!
Corruption.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
It looks like you've got this all covered.
No further.
Raging storm.
Look sharp.
Demon Lash.
You picked the wrong fight.
All right. Eagle Wing.
Hold on to your heart. Here I
Order won't
come.
save you.
Not on my watch.
Where are you going? Take this!
Chain
Do
between
not!
heaven and earth. By the power of the unending.
Guess I had to use it sometime.
All
right, let me out.
Get out of there with you.
Can't get out of this.
I let my guard down.
Illuminate the
An outstanding
Chain between heaven and earth. Pierce the evil.
Showtime. Now you see what I can do. Suffer in silence.
Thank you, Sahun.
I only did what any other would.
I think you're nicer than you let on.
Take this.
Enemies immobilized.
Look sharp. One more.
Divine
Demon Lash.
This one's mine.
Lunar corruption.
Go, dear. Burn.
I'll be saved
Let
with my
me see what I
sword.
can do.
Thanks so much.
That'll bring you down.
Hey,
Guardian.
just what's wrong?
Denied.
One at a time.
This
now.
one's mine.
Here goes. Not in your dream.
Don't suffer in silence.
Lightning condemned. Thunder
Look sharp.
explosion. Illuminate magic and
That's it.
Holy land. Back into the
This
flame
one's
between
mine.
heaven and earth. Who gets the death?
One more.
Divine
This one's
Who gets the
mine.
death? Corruption.
On guard.
You picked the wrong
Lunar
fight.
blast. Standing form.
The big one's up to something.
I don't want to know what else it has in store.
Let's smash it to pieces before it can show us.
Quite.
Take this.
The enemy is going all out.
That's it.
A chain between
This
heaven
one's
and earth.
mine. Far enough. Look sharp. I'm ready to go.
A whirling struggle.
All right. Let me out.
Winds of heaven.
Going in. No, no, the door.
It's in your hands now.
Come on. Here, you come.
I healed myself.
I can't hold on much longer.
All right. Ready? I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Shine.
On guard.
Now you see what I can do.
Huh.
Can't get out of this.
That's it. Hurricane Strike! Lacerating heaven!
Thank you for all your help. Please, don't mention it. I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
Onyx Spear.
Not on my watch.
Demon Lash.
Spread.
Eagle Ring.
Take care. Pluto.
Tornado Drop.
Guardian Field!
Sleep
No further.
I'll heal. Get on in there with the others.
Showtime.
Healing
Down
survival.
the way.
Glacial spear.
Far
Pierce
enough.
evil.
On
Thanks.
guard!
Just
Now
what I
you
needed.
see what I can do.
I owe you, Sion.
Healing is what my art do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
This one's mine!
Sometimes the best
On guard!
Can't get out of this.
Shining supernova. Burning strike.
Not like this!
Sometimes the best. The toughest to swallow too. Photon. Raging Cascade! Magic is there! This one's mine! A change pacing! Now all together! Now!
We couldn't have done it
In
without
here.
you, Will.
Thanks! Come on! Let's see when you get in there and finish this fight! Lightning!
I got you! Guardian Shield! You could use a hand! In a bind?
Free bullet in here! Confiscated! Here's a healing
Alright,
arc!
let me at it!
Lightning orb!
One more!
Whoa! Hey! We're in
You
the
shot
fight!
Leave
Now's
the
our
target
chance!
to me!
Going in!
Anything in order is all mine!
A wailing bandier lightning! Divine savior! Air thrust! Chain the two just
No further!
divine savior! Radiant
Going in! Dance on the wind!
Xion, astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
All right.
Sure.
All right!
Uh-huh.
Huh? What?
Oh, wow!
You dummy!
Good grief.
Ugh, I feel so gross and sticky after that fight.
Tell me about it. We better hurry and get a bath and laundry going ASAP. You guys want to rest here? Did we really just spend that much money?
doing some thinking?
Nah. It just occurred to me that our journey's been going for a while now.
Is it a wonder to you our group has held together this long?
Maybe. We've got Danans, Renans, a lord, a mage, and even a guy from another time. Yet here we all are, leaning on each other as travel companions. It's like a minor miracle.
If anything, I'd say it's proof. Proof that as long as we accept each other for who we are, we can all get along.
And with understanding comes togetherness. Yeah, we are more than enough evidence of that.
I've always had a thorny relationship with others. Quite literally, as it happens. I figured that it was easier to give up on intimacy, rather than having to go through all of the pain of rejection. I mean, is it any wonder I grew thorns around my heart, too?
But now,
Right. Now, I still have my thorns, of course. But they don't cover my heart. I know now that there is more than one way for people to relate to one another. It was you and everyone else here that taught me that. Everyone that you brought together, Alphen.
it wasn't just me. I mean, sure, I invited a few folks to join us, but swordsmanship's about all I have to offer. Everyone's taught and supported me just as much as I have them.
You see, that's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're fine just as you are. The bonds that you form with others, they shine more brightly because they're mutual. It's not just one bond for you. It's many, each with a heart of its own. That's what makes them special.
Sleeping on the ground beneath the heavens like this? Why, it's hard to complain. Shion, about that fight just now.
Sorry about that. I was careless.
I didn't come to criticize you. Just please take better care of yourself.
You don't need to worry about me. In case you forgot, I can't exactly die anyway. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain, and then I was the one to patch you up. It's the same thing.
You're right. That is how I used to be. But this isn't the same.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening now different from what happened then?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain again,
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt. You're right. When I couldn't feel any pain, I put myself in all sorts of dangerous situations. I didn't listen to anybody's warnings, and I made a lot of people worried for no good reason. It was foolish. This isn't about you and me being able to take pain. I don't want to have to see you get hurt, Shion. It's too much for me to take. Is that a crazy thing to say?
No, it isn't. And I definitely don't like seeing you get hurt either, Alphen. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy, but I will do my best not to throw myself in harm's way out there either. How does that sound?
I'm sorry if I sounded harsh earlier. I didn't mean to. I just really want you to take better care of yourself.
I will. At least, for as long as I can.
Hey, Alphen, why do you like spicy food so much anyway?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, wouldn't your tastes have changed?
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction, I guess.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely have a thing for exotic food. The stranger the better.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of...
What was that?
Nothing. I lost my train of thought.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are. Could be it's got something to do with the way she grew up.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength. All meat, all the time.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can catch them herself.
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with something long enough, it comes naturally to you.
I like fish just fine, but what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes homemade. It reminds me of what my mom used to make.
Really? You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for younger kids, and they said the same thing.
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they like say a lot about the way they've lived.
What? Hey guys, I don't see any of our food anywhere.
What?
I know! The bag we kept it all in has vanished! Some Zoogles must have gotten in behind us and swiped the whole thing while we were fighting.
What?
Huh? What are you guys talking about?
This affects you too, you know! We lost all our food, including all those sweets you love so frickin' much!
What? How could this happen? Those sweets are the highlight of my day! Oh, so hungry.
Hunger is like that. The moment you know there's nothing you can do about it, it becomes that much more unbearable.
Whoever did this, I swear I'm gonna make them pay for stealing our supplies.
All that's left now is this one lonesome apple.
Law?
What? Hey, don't look at me like that. I picked this apple myself. I'm not just gonna...
Food.
Hand it over.
Stay away! Ah!
Hey, I'm back. Huh? What the heck happened here?
Only a poignant reminder of how dangerous a food shortage can be in a collective. A serious problem indeed. And one we should all be mindful of.
I see. Does it have anything to do with why you're holding our food supply bag behind your back?
Ah!
Dolim, care if I hang out for a while? Another fine day for journeying, huh?
Tell me, do you ever find yourself tiring of the vagabond existence?
It's better than being enslaved, that's for sure. I get to pick my own destination, for starters. You don't get those luxuries as a slave.
Shackle a man's feet, and you put a clamp on his heart as well.
Then there was the food. Gross slop that left you in a permanent state of hunger. Ugh, you wouldn't believe the things I ate to keep from starving. What about you? This must all sound pretty alien to someone who used to be a lord.
Is that a hint of interest in my past I detect?
I guess that's one way to put it.
Well, certainly starvation was never a concern I had to contend with. The day-to-day grind was largely taken care of for me. I even had help getting in and out of clothes. All that was required of me was standing still while looking solemn.
That's quite the downgrade you've made. It's a wonder you don't sound more bitter.
This might surprise you, but I actually don't find our current situation all that disagreeable. My own hardships paled in comparison to yours, granted. But life as a lord came laden with its own restrictions. Forgive me. Such complaints must sound like feeble extravagances to a Dahnan.
True, Renan opulence doesn't feature high on my sympathy list. Then again, yours isn't exactly a normal case.
I suppose it's not. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder how much easier life would have been without the trappings of nobility.
You really mean that?
Pay me no heed. Not but the ramblings of a privileged eccentric. Whatever my past, it has led to my being here. That is all the reality I need concern myself with. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Once we finish eating, we should get going.
Oh! Great! Yes!
Ugh. Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Okay.
Okay.
Good one.
Ugh. Ugh.
Good.
All right.
Good grief.
We have truly borne witness to a striking example of female determination this day.
Yeah, you said it.
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
Ow!
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
Get lost! Going in!
Lightning!
This one's mine!
Lightning raging cascade!
Going in!
Here I go! This is gonna need all of us together!
This is to me!
The flashing parts are weak points! Primed and ready! Holy land!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kitara!
That'll bring you down!
It looks like you got this one covered!
Look sharp!
Manipulation!
No further!
You get the gist! Lunar blast!
Back into the fray! On guard!
To be let free!
Look sharp! This one's mine!
Negative damage!
Ready and ready!
Lunar
I can carve through armor! Fronting blade!
Lunar blast! Enemies immobilized!
Take this!
What would I do without you? Celestial hammer!
So you clamor for my true power?
Burning strike! Glacial spear!
Going in! Going in!
Freeze lancer! Burning strike! Dance in the wind!
No further!
Air thrust! Radiant blood! Spirit flame!
This one's mine!
Reload!
This one's mine!
Does
it hurt?
Shattering
Dance
on the wind!
between heaven and earth! A whirling down lightning! Vanish without a trace!
On guard!
Elusive
I
deity!
never miss!
One more!
Pile driver!
Gale force!
Look sharp!
Now or never.
Lunar corruption!
Do it! Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renasalma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renasalma's here, right?
Don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renas Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
I'll do my best!
The world of our creation!
Like
Dance, immortal droplet! Mega ray! Annihilation!
They
They look cute and stuff, but they're vicious!
no further! Do it!
Sleep now.
We got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Save you!
All yours!
Let's go! Mega ray! Dance in the wind!
On guard! Lacerating Tempest!
Do it! I'm frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
Look sharp!
Leave the enemy's arcs to me!
Lacerating Tempest!
No complaints here!
Spicier than you want.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic, but fair.
Eat dirt!
Feel! The sky is mine!
I'm ready!
Bring Frozen!
Hammer!
Nice try! Ready!
Hurricane Slice! Going in!
You require a hand.
Lacerating Tempest!
The waters of creation!
Tempest!
Dance, immortal droplets!
We can really make weapons with this?
I'll do my best!
The waters of creation! Dance,
Does
immortal droplets!
Denied!
Pierce
On
evil!
guard!
Freeze! Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
This one's mine!
They smite with blackened blade!
I'll heal you
The
all!
power of light!
Here comes
I'm
Raging
ready to... I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Shine! Radiant
Look sharp!
Take this!
Unique!
Light up!
Shining supernova! Raging hurricane!
Engulfs you! Scream
Dance in the wind!
rending you apart!
On guard!
Bloody howler!
Tornado!
Spirits within the soil! Awaken and wreak
Reload!
havoc!
Dance in the wind! Lunar eruption!
Guardian Field!
I'm ready and ready!
First force! Mega
On
ray!
guard!
Reload! Sleep now!
Elusive deity!
Here comes!
Soaring blast!
Mega
Guardian
ray!
Field!
Searing
Alright, let me out! Lacerating power here! Light up the dark! I'm ready to go! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Going in! Far enough! Going in!
I feel rather out of sorts.
An infusion of hard shell insects should do the trick.
Is there a qualified doctor we can ask?
Hurricane Strike!
Ready and raring! Burn in hell!
Going in!
Now you see what I can do!
I'm ready! Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
I never had a doubt.
Little help!
Spirits in the soil. Awaken and wreak havoc.
Going in!
Mega Ray! Gemini Aqua!
Go! I'll take the brunt of the hit!
Update waterfall! Confiscated! Here, the flashing part's their weak point!
This one's mine! Take this!
No further.
Dance, immortal droplet!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Now you've
Charge
gone
like
and
that could
ticked me
easily be
off!
fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it! Hurricane Strike!
Field! Get on in there with the others! Who would have seen that?
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Water, hear my
Down on the
call!
ground!
Shiny
Armor won't
Supernova!
save you! Elusive deity!
One more!
Onyx Sphere!
This one's mine!
Freeze
Soaring
Lancer!
blast!
You get a
Prepare to be
air
fused!
thrust!
Let's put you out of your misery!
The waters of creation! I never this!
Take this! Far enough! I'm
Tidal
gone!
wave! Radiant here!
Going in!
Not today!
Here you go! Don't let up! A whirling
gone!
Take
Winds of
this!
heaven!
One more!
Forth!
Catapult!
Hurricane strike!
I can carve through armor!
Burning strike!
Elusive deity!
Look
sharp!
Hitting pile
Freeze
driver!
Lancer!
I'm
Prepare
gone!
to be seized!
Lightning orb! Ready!
Take this!
I'm
gone!
Heal my
I'm
weary
gone!
companion!
One more! I'm ready!
Attention everyone! Get back! It's too dangerous!
Not today! Resonate with the earth!
Far enough!
Pierce the evil!
Rending you apart!
That's it!
Bloody
Do
hell!
it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Step back! This one's all law!
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Armor won't save you!
Go! Water Astral
Elusive
Energy!
Light up the dark! I'm ready to go! Take
It's a
this!
duel of the arts! Blood!
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
The water
I'm free! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No, I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Hear me!
The enemy was ours!
We'll soon see about that!
Do it! Sion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Denied! Not by a long shot! Look sharp!
Now!
Where are you going?
I'll face you!
Go here!
The
Here I
tempest
come!
comes you!
Mega
That's
Ray!
it!
Penumbra!
Do it! Sion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. You've got to be lucky to find this stuff.
Indeed. I can tell it's quite the find. Discourteous, aren't you? No further!
Leave the torture to me!
Can you take it?
Can't handle me! Airborne beast! My protection! I got you!
Pesky airborne
If
scoundrel!
it's in this, sounds like a job for yours truly. Winds of heaven! First four, cyclone!
Right up the door!
Here,
I'm ready to go! All right, I'm ready! Take this!
Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory.
On guard!
Naturally.
I'm ready! Xion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
There,
got you.
starting
Go,
wind.
go, go!
Now,
Lacerating
back into the fray. A chain between heaven and earth.
Lacerating
Wailing energy and lightning.
One more! I'm ready! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
Hi, Hoodle.
Look sharp!
If it's in the sky,
On guard!
I'm expert. Coming through. Radiant.
No further!
Raging storm. Finish.
One more!
Hero.
one's mine!
Going in!
I'll
Smash you! On
The waters of creation. Explosion. Eruption.
Guardian field!
Gemini Aqua. Outstanding
Fire up.
form.
Radiant
Here.
I'm down! You're all!
I'll heal you all.
This one's mine!
Sonic Spear!
Healing
Going
storm.
their
No more
arts were
playing
interrupted!
Inheritance. I owe you, Xion. Healing is what my arts do best. Sorry. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Guardian field!
You're right.
I'll bear that in mind. On guard!
Can't get out of this!
To the fray! Take this!
Annihilation.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Going in!
I can carve through armor!
Something.
You need to be healed.
How the mighty have fallen.
Where are you going? The power of I can handle it! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Out of the woods, it seems.
Look sharp! Far enough! Look sharp!
I'll grind you into dust!
Hurricane fire! Look sharp!
Holy land! Chain between heaven and earth. A wailing energy of now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Having astral arts must be tremendous.
They're not all that great, really.
Just imagine. Tornado Duster! Pinewood Polish!
They can do more than remove stains, you know.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Get behind
Take
me!
this!
In here! Hurricane flight!
No matter what, nothing gets past my shield.
Spread!
Now you see what I can do!
Glacial Spear!
I'm
Here
ready
we
to
go!
go.
One at a time! Cleveland!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher! Going in.
Here I go!
Down on
Go!
one.
Oh, violent darting wind!
Reflect on
Carve
my
down
action.
through all!
They smite with blackened blade!
Dance in the wind!
An astral art?
That's my
Not
cue!
today!
Ready to go.
Shut him down!
Look sharp.
Execution!
Oh, violent darting wind!
Negative
I'm ready
rate!
to go. Going in.
This one's mine!
Light up the door. All right. Guardian Field. I'm ready to go. Sadistic Descent. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
This one's mine! Wind Axe
I'll bring you down.
One more! Illuminate the
Going
dark!
in.
Can't get out of
Holy
this!
Glimmer!
Look sharp.
Holy Lamp!
Yeah.
A chain between heaven and earth!
Going in.
Wailing Guardian
Nothing
Lightning!
gets by me. I'm
Here's
going.
evil! Freeze Lancer!
Going in.
On the wind!
Photon Dance in the
I
wind!
can carve through armor!
Air
I'm
Drop!
going.
Blah, 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 magic! Holy Lamp!
Going in.
A chain between heaven and
This
earth!
one's
Blah, blah,
Flame
blah!
inside me yearns to be let free!
Lacerating Tempest.
This one
Don't mind if
keeps
I
charging
do.
us!
That's what my shield's for.
Thanks
Get
so much.
behind me.
Got it!
Wind Axe
I'll leave it to you!
Light up the dark. So now you're getting serious?
Now we're not
Hurricane
No
Blast.
further!
This
one's mine. This one's mine.
No more playing nice!
That's it.
Hear my call!
Going in.
The flame inside me yearns to be
Wind
let
Here's
free!
evil!
Ready and raring! On your armor won't save you!
Lunar
I
corruption!
can handle it. Far enough. Light up the dark. I'm ready to go.
I never miss! Air thrust!
All right.
A chain between heaven and earth!
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Awaken and
Show me what my art can do.
Damn, merciful
Lacerating
God!
Tempest. Ha!
I'll heal you all!
Fantastic. Now my clothes are ruined. Guess I had to use it.
Thank you for all your help. Please, don't mention it.
I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
Bloody high!
I'm ready to go. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher. Going in.
Down on the ground!
This one's mine.
Can't get out of this!
Take this.
No mind if I do!
I'm gone.
Seismic rupture!
Magna Ray! Thunder Field!
Take this!
Purge Malevolence!
Going in.
Big waterfall!
Seismic
Denied.
rupture!
Close one!
This one's mine.
Ignite!
I'm ready!
Holy!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Going in.
Certainly not.
Do it! Alpin! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Oh, this looks nice and tough. This will be a delicious piece of cake! Hear my
power of flame! I'm ready to go! That'll bring you down! Alright, let me out of This one's mine! Rending you apart! This one's mine! Bloody hurricane! Negative gate! I'm ready! Yohalim!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done.
I'm ready!
What?
The power
No
of
further!
light. I'm
Now.
ready to go! Ridwell!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Reflect on thy
The
sins.
waters of
Send me
rage
clear
and
to
descent.
black and
Here
flame.
goes black.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare to Malisher!
Oh,
Look sharp! You want me? Come get me!
Negative
One
gate.
more! I'm ready!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Far enough! Going in!
Hurricane spear. Pierce the evil.
Lacerating!
I can shatter any steel!
Alright, let me at him! I'm ready
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
This one's mine!
Glacial spear. Pierce evil. Freeze lancer.
Look sharp!
Rending you apart.
Lacerating tempest!
I never miss.
That's it!
Not today. The tide of battle.
Going in!
No further. I'm ready.
You have such an incredible technique.
Brute force is nothing without elegance of form.
I don't know if I'd say nothing.
I'm ready to go!
Darkness. Negative
Tempest.
Rotating
Lacerate anything in armor is all mine!
Reflect.
You can use
this.
it!
They might would carve through armor.
Tidal wave.
Far enough!
Magic
Again.
air power. You get the gist. Mega ray. More incoming. Frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
Primed and ready! Going in! All they bring you down!
Let the marksman handle it.
I'm ready!
Demons descend.
Flashing fang! By the power of flame! Where are you going? I'm going!
Rage now.
Beast assault!
Take off shield.
I don't feel so good.
That's best to fall back.
Forgive me, darling.
I'll fix you up.
Going in!
Can't get out of this.
Storm.
Hurricane strike! Lacerating Florida! Going in!
Illuminate the dark.
Lacerating tempest!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Take this!
A wailing beauty of lightning. A whirling struggle.
Let me out!
You get the gist.
Look sharp!
Sleep now.
Hurricane strike!
I'll be saving this one.
Lacerating
That's
tempest!
air flame. Now.
I'm ready to go!
Here goes.
I'm ready! Ridwell!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Dance in the wind. I'm all
Denied.
stocked up. Now.
Ridwell!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Step back! This one's all law!
courteous, aren't you?
Raging this one's mine!
I'll grind you into dust!
The power of light!
You can't get out of this!
Guardian Field! It'll body slam us in the next week!
Nothing gets by me!
Annihilation!
Outstanding form!
On guard!
Denied!
Blah 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 magic! Gemini Holy Land!
The flame is rising! Yours to be less free! Begin! I'll grind you into dust!
This'll come in handy!
Alright, let me out! Here I go! Alright, elusive deity!
The fluidity of your movement is simply
I'm ready to go! I'm ready to go!
Magic is amped! Tidal wave!
The power! They're up!
Raging cascade!
Shine! Radiant light!
Gemini
Let me see what I can do!
Annihilation swallow!
I'm ready to go!
Here, art expert!
One more!
Allow me to host a thrilling
Waters
performance.
of creation!
On guard!
Into the shadows!
Take this!
within the soil.
Awaken and
Magic is that'll bring you down! Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth! You get the gist! Mega Ray!
Sadistic descent!
Annihilation field! Lightning!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Going in!
Glacial Tidal Flash!
Going in!
In a bind?
Up and at 'em! Let's go!
Look sharp!
Freeze Lancer! Holy Land! Glacial Spear!
Burn!
Pierce the evil!
Going in! Take this!
Freeze Lancer!
I'll
Raging
grind you
Storm!
into dust!
Celestial Hammer!
Do it! Fridwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
This one's all mine! All thanks to you! Down on the ground!
Lightning!
Tornado drive!
Lightning! Raging
I'll grind you into
Cascade!
dust!
Annihilation!
Going in!
A whirling trouble!
It
looks
looks
like
like
you
we
got
made
this
a
one
mess!
covered!
Ready to go!
Sleep now, fear!
This denied!
evil! This'll
In a
come
bind?
handy.
On guard!
Freeze
Beast
Lancer!
assault!
Raging Storm! Hold on, dear heart! Here I come!
ready
Annihilation!
and real.
Lightning!
This one is mine!
I can carve through armor!
Catapult!
Wind natural energy! The waters of creation!
What?
Stand! Magic is in! I never
Benediction
miss!
light.
In here!
Going in!
More for the sunshine!
Lacerating Tempest!
Searing
Resonate with the earth!
I'm out of
Alright,
control!
let me at him!
Spirits within the soil.
Awaken and
Winds
breathe!
of
Let me at
heaven!
him!
First form! I can't hold on much longer!
I'm ready! Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
This will be a delicious piece
This
of
one's
cake!
mine!
You require a hand.
Far enough! This one's mine!
Raging Storm!
I'll grind you into
Reload!
dust! Can't get out of this!
Those flying creatures are a real pain in the butt!
Down on the ground! Aim for the weak point!
I can carve through armor!
Alright, let me light up the dark! Alright, I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
I'm going to need to use all
Going
the
in!
power of my healing arts to accomplish this!
Going in! Plenty left!
Resurrect! Raging Storm! Ready!
Hurricane strike!
Water! Hear my
Restorating
voice! Not on my watch!
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Look
sharp.
Freeze Lancer!
Hurricane
A chain
strike!
between heaven and earth! A wailing Dantia lightning!
Burning
One
storm!
Glacial waters of magic is there!
Now you see what I can do!
Freeze Lancer! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Look sharp!
This one's all mine!
Elusive deity! Beast assault! Penetrating tempest ray! Far enough! Going in!
Annihilation!
Hurricane
Celestial
strike!
hammer!
Beast
Burning
assault!
blood!
Lacerate!
Now!
Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
This could be useful.
dispose of the trash.
Going in. Here goes.
Soil. Awaken and wreak
Blood.
havoc!
Glacial spear. Illuminate your evil. Come
No
forth.
further.
Holy land.
Guardian
I'm
down.
not so good with airborne targets.
Glacial spear.
They're surrounding us.
You got flyers!
I've got this. Let them march in. Blah, blah, blah.
All yours!
Light up the dark.
Here's God. Here's evil. Thanks.
Denied. Look sharp.
Freeze Lancer.
Bloody howling!
Chain between
sharp.
heaven and earth.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Shield.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Think we overdid it?
Creation.
Look sharp. Now by a long shot.
Immortal droplet.
Ignite!
This one's mine.
Now this one's mine.
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Shield.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble. Too
Mega
slow.
ray.
Beast assault.
Do it.
Shield.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
I won't forgive you.
Denied. Prepare to be healed.
Smash you. I'll systematic sky.
Restorating
Immortal droplet.
Can't get out of this!
weak point.
Sleep burning.
Look sharp.
I'll be saving
On guard.
Bread.
On guard.
Glacial spear. Here's evil. More
This one's
Lancer.
all mine! This one's mine!
Going in. Beast assault.
Soaring blast. There with Gemini Aqua.
The power of
Sealed
light.
by the
All
power.
right, let me out.
Showtime.
Sadistic descent.
Ready and ready!
Celestial Runner.
I can carve through!
This one's denied.
In pain.
Going in.
Can't get out of this!
Razor Psycho.
Hurricane strike. Lacerating tackle.
blade!
All right, let me out.
First force.
Execution!
Magic is
Now
done.
you've gone and picked me off.
Awaken and wreak havoc!
Light up the dark. All right, I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher. On guard. Hurricane
The enemy yields our food!
We'll soon see about
I'm
that.
ready. Shield.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
I'm ready.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
That'll bring you down.
One more ready to go. Hurricane strike.
Hear my call.
this.
A roaring
Powered
storm.
up.
Going glacial spear. Here's evil.
Hurricane strike.
Freeze Lancer.
Lacerating tempest.
Here's
My
power.
incantation ruined! I'm grateful.
A whirling trouble.
Now you see what I can...
Wind of the dead.
This one's mine.
Gemini Aqua.
This one's all mine!
By the power of one.
On guard.
Rupture!
Finish without a breaking star. All right.
Guardian field.
All right!
Let me at him.
Not in your dreams.
All right. Let me at him.
Flame.
No chance.
Reload. Illuminate the dark. Blah blah blah. Magic.
Activity!
Holy land.
You made me angry.
Here I go.
That was a bad idea. All right. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher. This one's
You picked the wrong fight!
They
Black Hurricane! Far enough!
Mega Ray! Wind energy! Reload!
On guard!
Benediction.
No
Violent
chance!
darting wind.
Surprise!
Magic is there!
Heal my weary companion.
Weak now.
Take this!
Sure.
They're not playing around.
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
In a bind.
On guard!
Wind after energy!
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite. Rending you apart.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Bloody howling.
Here I go! On guard! Here! Hurricane!
Everlasting dark. Negative where was I?
Let me out!
Chain between heaven and earth.
I'm ready to go! Their
Away.
arcs were interrupted! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Benediction light.
Far enough! Look sharp!
Sorry, I didn't want to put you out.
What are friends for if we can't depend on one another?
You're right.
Don't mind if I do.
I'll bear that in mind.
Shattering of pieces! Attack time!
Radiant
Now you see what I can got you! On guard!
Celestial
power-
Hammer!
You could use a hand!
Burning Hammer!
Charge like that could
Guardian
easily be
Field!
fatal.
Just as
In a
well,
bind?
I'm here to stop it!
I'm grateful.
Hurricane Fight! Lacerating Tempest!
I'll face you.
Sadistic Descent! Lacerating Tempest!
Unique?
The power of light! I got you! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
I'll heal you all! The best medicine is the
Look sharp! I can handle it! Far enough!
Healing
The
State!
power-
Freeze Lancer!
The
You can
power of
just
light.
hear my call! I owe you, Sion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Sadistic Do it! Xion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Now!
Ridwell!
Frozen!
Hammer! Now, that's what I call ice!
Together, I knew we could do it.
Seriously? Is this a joke? Now you've gone and ticked me off! Light up the dark! I'm ready to... I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Resonate with the earth.
Take
I
that!
can handle it!
Take that!
This one's all mine.
This one!
Take this.
A chain between
Plenty left. Hurricane Flip!
Ignite!
Lacerating Tempest!
Outstanding form!
Alright, let me out!
Don't mind if I do.
I'm ready to go!
Take this.
Better if you don't get out!
In a bind.
Here goes
power
illumination
of light.
magic is there. Holy Red!
Ready and rare!
Chain between
Lacerating Tempest!
The water
One
heat
keeps
is
charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Hurricane! Nothing gets by me! This one's mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Look sharp!
Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth.
Rending you apart! Lacerating Tempest!
Here's evil.
Guardian Field!
This debt shall not be forgotten.
Glacial spear. Here's
Look
evil.
sharp!
Ready?
Freeze Lancer. Tempest
Might
Rush.
you! Blade!
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Freeze Lancer.
On guard!
Magic hand. Into the
I'm
floor.
ready! Shion!
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
This could be useful.
Let's see what you've got.
This one far enough!
Winds of heaven. Hurricane. Glacial spear. Here's evil.
Tempest! Guardian Field! Alright, let me at him! Alright, let me at him!
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Shion, can you take care of them? Take
No sooner said than done.
Look sharp!
Let me free you.
More where that came from.
I owe you one for
Blah,
that!
blah, blah. This one's
The enemy
mine.
wields ours too.
You'll soon see about that.
This one's mine!
Blah, blah, blah. Now.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
There. Now.
Thy sins.
Look
They
sharp!
smite with
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Let's keep pressing the attack!
Indeed.
You
Remain
made me
ever vigilant.
angry! That was a bad idea!
you apart.
You could use a hand! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
A chain between heaven and
This
earth.
one denied! Do it! Going
Strength as beastly as she who wields it.
Is beastly supposed to be a compliment?
Yes.
Here
You
goes.
outbeat.
I thought you more defensively minded.
Step back. This one's all law.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
That'll bring you down. Dance in the wind.
Look sharp!
Down on the ground. Prepare to be sealed. Take this.
This one's mine!
Tempest Whirl. Blow ahead. One at a time.
This one's mine!
Celestial Banner.
Ready and ready.
Lightning.
Bloody lightning. Carve through armor.
Raging Cascade.
Look sharp.
Lightning.
Look sharp!
In the soil.
Nothing gets by me!
Merciful dash.
Look sharp!
Back and
Mighty
forth.
left!
Mega
Beast
Raging
assault.
Baby.
Left to it. On guard!
Raging Storm.
Burn in hell.
Mighty left! One more! This one's mine! Hurricane Light! Beast assault!
Can't get out of this.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
You made me angry! That was a bad
I'm out of
idea!
ammo.
Captivity.
Here's a healing arm.
Elusive deity.
Anything! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
I'll heal you all.
On guard!
This
Now
one's
you see
mine.
what I can do.
Plenty
The
left!
waters of creation.
Down on the
I
ground.
never miss.
Take this!
Dance
Pile driver.
A whirling
This
struggle.
one's
Heal
mine.
the world. Winds of heaven.
Plenty
Burst
left.
forth.
I'm ready!
On your
I'm
knees.
ready! Denied! Look sharp!
Magic is on.
Yeah.
Air thrust.
All right.
Between heaven and earth.
Right. Rending you apart.
Their arts were interrupted! Down! Your art! On guard! Hurricane strike!
Dance in the wind.
Lacerating Tempest! No chance! Too slow! Look sharp!
Awaken and
here! Back into the fray!
Sadistic descent! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Dueling!
All yours, Kisara!
That'll teach us for getting cocky.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
No chance! Ha! Surprise!
No further! Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Not on my watch!
Look sharp!
A whirling struggle. The flashing parts are weak points.
Far enough! Appreciate your help!
Rending you apart.
Pierce evil.
All right, let me out!
Lead the enemy's arts to me.
Let me
That'll
bring you
down.
here.
Sadistic descent! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Magic is in!
Look sharp!
Feel.
This one's all mine. Burn!
Get on in there with
One
the
more!
other!
Light up the dark! Yeah!
Sleep now.
Get on in there with the other!
Spirits within
Mega
the soil.
Red!
Awaken and wreak havoc.
The water
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it!
You made quick work of them.
I have plenty of tricks up my sleeve, General.
I hope to see them sometime.
This will come in handy!
I'm ready!
No time to break you.
I'm ready all day!
Heal my
That'll
weary
bring you down.
companion. This one's mine. Let us take to the fray.
Guardian Six! All right, let me at him!
Glacial Spear.
I'm moving blood!
Freeze Lancer!
In your deck.
Don't mind if I do!
I'm ready to go!
Wind Astro! Up and at 'em! Let's go! Without a trace!
Use the
Astro
deity.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Take
this!
Take this.
A wailing dancing
I
lightning!
won't save you.
Glowing Spear! Pierce evil!
Hurricane Strike! Leave the charge to me! Now! Elfin!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! You're open! On guard!
A whirling struggle.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Look denied!
I'm ready.
Elfin!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone! We're still standing. Barely.
Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena. No masters or slaves. No lords, no crown contest. Maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's great spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
We finally made it.
Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danan uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time, the fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia, though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicente was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
It's